Dear friends, today we shall consider the complex problem of meditation. Many persons misunderstand the meditation. They think that meditation is an action to be done, and they make an approach as to how we should do the meditation. In fact, meditation is not an action or an act to be done, but this is a state of consciousness in which one has to be with full alertness, with full awareness, with full attention. The thoughts, the breath, the activity, the physical activity, the activity of the emotions, desires, everything becomes stand and still, and you are fully awake, alert and attentive. In that perfect silence, which is inward and outward silence, something new is observed, something unknown is observed. Normally, whatever we know, whatever we talk, it's just the borrowed knowledge. Either we have heard or we have read from the books. Nobody can know about the truth by listening others or by studying the scriptures. Of course, they help, but the truth can be realized only by yourself when you are in that meditative state. So there are many suggestions have been given as to how we should approach this state, which is non-doing state, which is the state of perception, which is the state of silence, inward and outward silence, which is the state of consciousness with full alertness, awareness and with full attention. So many suggestions have been given by the great ones. Someone has suggested that you just observe the breath. The breath is going in and going out, coming in and going out. Some have suggested that you observe the thought process. One thought is coming, it will stay for some time and it will disappear. Then again, next thought will come. You just to be aware about this thought process. And the interval between two thoughts, you observe that interval also. When you are fully alert, awake and attentive, in that interval, when there is no thought, something new is observed. Something unknown is known. So that way we have been suggested to observe thought process. Sometimes we have been suggested that you just concentrate on your Agya Chakra and observe the light. When you observe the light, it appears in just like a bright star or bright sun or a flame of candle. Many types of lights in different forms have been observed. Sometimes we have been suggested that you just observe the sound within the sound, we call it anad also. So when you are observing that sound, there are different types of sounds you hear, 7 types of sounds, multifarious sounds. You hear the sounds, you see the colors, you see the lights, many things, so it's a multi-dimensional facet. In a way, you will observe many things. And not only light, sound, breath and thought, you will also observe the intuitive flashes coming from the center of our own being. And in that intuitive flashes, when such type of intuitive flashes comes, there is a clear understanding, crystal clear understanding. We see the one life everywhere. We see the entire humanity, not only humanity, but the entire living creature sharing one and the same life. When we observe that, then there is a natural flow of love and compassion for one and all. So in that process, we are not only observing the light and sound, but we are perceiving the wisdom, we are perceiving the oneness of life. And in that process, it is wrong to use such word, process, but of course this is the limitation of the language, we have to use some word. But in this process or in this approach, when you are approaching reality in this way, then you see many things, you perceive so many multi-dimensional things. There is the expansion of consciousness, there is a wisdom coming from within, there is a bliss and joy coming from the center of our own being. The ego is melted, there is no such thing at that level that I am separate with self. So this all the things are going simultaneously. Now one can ask, but how at one time we can observe so many things? We can observe the light, we can observe the sound, we can observe the intuitive flashes also, we can observe the thoughts, we can observe the breath coming and going, and how the concentration, contemplation and witnessing state going together is possible. Because at the mental level, at the mind level, we can perceive or we can act one particular act only at one time. We can perceive one thing only, because there is a limitation of the mind. But when we are established in the center, at the center of our original being, which you may call spirit or Atman, then it has the multifarious dimension, multidimensional facet, multidimensional faculties. It can observe. Let us take the example. When you are observing the light, if the breath is not balanced, is not sum, then the seeing of the light or seeing of the star will be disturbed. So you are aware about the breath also, that breath should not disturb the scene. It will become automatically balanced. And you will also observe, when you are observing the sound or you are observing the light, then thought also disturbs it. If you are observing certain things, say for example you are observing the sound or light, then if thought comes in between and you just start, it takes away your attention from that particular light or sound, then it will disturb that. So you are aware about the thought process also. And since you are one-pointed, while you are hearing the sound, while you are seeing the light, while you are observing the intuitive flashes coming from the center of our own being, then the thought process and the breath process, you are aware about that also. So you, at that level, you have that faculty, you have that quality that at one time you can observe all such things. You will observe the sound, you will observe the light, you will observe the intuitive flashes, you are aware about the thought process also, you are aware about the breath process also. And you are fully concentrated, fully one-pointed at that point, so that you can observe, you can perceive the reality. And since you are not doing anything, you are not performing any act, you are in a state of witnessing. You are in a state of witness, you are witnessing that. And there is an expansion of consciousness, and when there is an expansion of consciousness and you see the entire universe is one and the same, established in your own center, then there is the expansion of consciousness, and there is a natural flow of love and compassion for entire human being. So in this way, you can have the multidimensional experiences. And when you see in that light, when you see in the light of those intuitive flashes, you understand that whole life is one, and all limitations are broken. You are limitless, you are boundless, you are perfect. So there is you are not limited, and you feel that bliss, joy, and anand. So my humble submission is that you don't worry that how this multi-dimensional experiences will be observed. You go into meditation, you be in the meditative state. This is perfect silence, inward and outward silence, with full attention, with full awareness, with full alertness. Then you will see what happens. Something new will be known, something unknown will be known. So let us sit quiet for some time. Initially, we can sit for few minutes, few hours, but later on, when you develop such type of practice, then again the words are limited. Using the word like practice, abhyas, is a wrong word, but unfortunately we have no other word. When you are entering into such process, then you will see that the things will become easy. Then 24 hours you can be in that state in which you are centrally you are established in the center of your own being, and outer activities are going on without any disturbance. So a time will come when there will be no need to sit for a minute or an hour, but 24 hours with open eyes while engaged in external activities, you will be in that meditative state. This is possible. So please try this. Now let us sit quiet for a few minutes and see what's happening inside and outside.